Okay, let me just put on some music. I mean, there's music, but I want it on when I'm not in game. There we go. Otherwise, it sounds weird whenever I have to turn things on and off. Okay, just double checking everything. Go to my channel. And I'm live. There we go. There we go. Hopefully the sound is not too loud. Trying to find a good balance here. It is too loud, I can tell. I think this might be good. Whenever you start up a new PTR or beta or whatever, you have to like redo everything with sound and there we go. I think we're good. I think we're reaching a point where I can start streaming without having to set things up. I can't remember, did I do green screen last time I streamed? I think I might have. I changed things a little bit. I changed the... You can't tell because I'm using a green screen, but I actually changed my office layout. So now I used to have shelves in the back, and now they're in front instead. So I can actually see the stuff on the shelves, because usually I would put up merch, that kind of thing, but it was just more like a background thing and I couldn't see it. So now I can see it. And the entire wall is a green screen now. So that's something that is usable. I still, my hands will still get cut off if I do this, but not because of the lack of green screen. I have the entire wall, so it's just that, I don't know, like I have a little bit of, I have my bed behind me here, so it's gonna be like stretching across if I don't do a little bit of cutting. So interesting with talking about green screen. Today I wanted to just kind of check out some of the hero talents, because we got a lot of hero talents. I bit my tongue yesterday, so my tongue is not acting like it should. I have checked out like 3 of the hero talents, and I'm talking about like 3 specs, not 3 classes. So there's like plenty of hero talents that I haven't seen yet. I only checked out the evoker ones, both of them. As a devastation evoker, I checked out the feral druid ones. I checked out one of the death knight ones. So like frost death knights, riders of the apocalypse. I checked that one out. One of the hunters, maybe 2 of them. I can't quite remember. A little bit with the mage, but I didn't quite finish that one. So I have checked out some of these, but I don't actually know all the other ones. So I have, for preparation for this stream, just kind of created some classes here, so we could check them out. And I think I'll start by picking the priest one, because I was actually really curious about that one. Playing as a shadow priest that is like completely sucked into the void fantasy is awesome. I was a little bit back and forth when they talked about the hero talents at the very beginning, when we were told we're going to get it, because a lot of people just wanted it to be cosmetic, and other people wanted it to be, you know, gameplay changing. So your spells, you would actually get new spells or passive effects and that kind of thing. I used to think cosmetic was the best way to go, but now I actually think that changing gameplay slightly is the best way to go. Not from a meta point of view. I have no idea what hero talents are going to do when it comes to the meta. It might make things just completely horrible, you know, because there's more balancing they have to do. Just like when you have more specs, then there's more specs to balance. Now we have like not just the specs, but we have 2 versions of the spec, and like all of a sudden it's like a balancing mess, which is why some people thought it should just be cosmetic. But I actually think that the classes as they are right now, just like the raw classes, were a little bit too like to give a good example, you go into the Battle of Desarolor, you know, where you fight against Jaina at the end, and you look at her, and you're thinking like, okay, so I'm playing as a frost mage. Clearly, what she is is a much better version of what I am, and we're the hero of Azeroth, like we're the champion, right? So I don't know, like adding a little bit of flavor into our rotation, so we actually feel like we're not just a druid, but we are something more, is a good thing. A really good example is Feral Druid. Like that's, let's actually go and do that one first. I think that might be better. Feral Druid has been very talked about when it comes to these hero talents, because a lot of people think they suck. I don't know. I'm not a meta person, but I do think the flavor of the specs sound pretty good. So like, if I go into the hero talents here, a lot of loading in. If I go into the hero talents, we have two. We have Druid of the Claw, and we have Wildstalker. And really like my key thing here when it comes to these hero talents is the fantasy. I want to feel like, I don't know, I'm like a special druid. Like I want that to be part of my gameplay as well. But the fantasy is equally important, because I want to feel like, you know, if I pick a restoration druid and I choose the Keeper of the Grove hero talent, then I really feel like I'm like Malfurion, you know, like just like him. At least as I remember him in Warcraft 3, because he used to be pretty awesome in Warcraft 3. So I definitely think that having these fantasy options adds so much to the specs. And I like the fact that we can choose two. So it's not like, oh, okay, so now you're just a normal druid, and then the next step is a hero druid. But you can actually specialize in what kind of druid do you want to be. From my understanding, when it comes to the hero talents, because I'm not 100% set into them, I just opened up the beta. I heard about them, like the superficial stuff, and checking them out. From my understanding, you basically, if you have a class like Druid, you can lean more towards the tank or the healing spec as a DPS. And if you are a healing spec, then you can go an even more healing spec or a DPS spec route, even though some people said that you would choose between DPS and tank. Let's actually go and see, because I'm a little bit in doubt now. So if we go into Restoration Druid, the reason I say this is because what is it called, Elun's Chosen or something? Oh no, okay, you can choose Wildstalker here. From my understanding, Keeper of the Grove is like a purely like, you know, we're gonna focus on, actually this focuses on treants, which tank for you. So maybe this is kind of like a tanking side, but not focusing on the bear form, but focusing on the treants tanking for you. So maybe this is the tank side. And then this would be like the DPS side of things, because this is a little bit more into the feral fantasy with ferocious bites and rip. So that might be something. So that could be. As you can see, I haven't even checked this out yet, because town's all over the place. Yeah, if you go into Guardian, I don't think I've checked this one out. I think this one might be the Elune one, and Druid of the Claw, which I thought was like the I guess this is like going into the feral fantasy, and then this is going into the balanced druid fantasy, like mixing that into being a tank. So it is focusing on two different you know, like DPS fantasies. I've seen the hero talents as being like, okay, so you're a druid tank right now, and you want a little bit of flavor from a DPS spec. Like that's really what is happening here. And then if you were to go into Feral Druid and then do Druid of the Claw instead, so instead of being a Bear Druid, going into Druid of the Claw, you're being a DPS Druid with a little bit of tank flavor. right? So it's kind of like the ratio just kind of like changes a little bit. I kept trying to like figure out what they meant by hero talents when they announced the War Within the first time. But going back to Feral Druid, because I just wanted to talk a bit about, how hero talents they actually functioned. I think these two fantasies are really amazing. People talk about these being very underwhelming. I don't know. Again, from a DPS point of view, I have no idea how they perform, but I like the idea that you can focus on swapping into bear form and basically use the what is it called? The frenzy thing, where you heal yourself as a bear. It says right here, frenzied regeneration, right? You can use that in cat form. It costs a lot of energy, but you can do it. Or, even better, there's some of these that actually buff your druid bear form, so you can go into bear form, and then swap back to feral druid with a little bit of extra armor and with healing, because you can activate frenzy regeneration, go into feral form, and it's still gonna be on you. Because one of the things that I hate about druid right now in Dragonflight is I can go into bear form, use frenzied regeneration, but if I swap back into feral, I lose the healing buff, because you can only heal as a bear. This one just completely says, you know what, just go ahead and heal yourself in feral form. Like, that's okay. This one over here is a bit more focused on healing. So stuff like rejuvenation healing increased by 10%. Your regrowth healing on yourself is increased by 50%. So like stuff like that, right? So basically damage and healing while in cat form increased by 5%. So a lot of healing, and this one is tank. So I think that's really awesome. Fantasy wise, I think Wildstalker sounds more interesting. I like the the little descriptions you're talking about them. Like Wildstalkers live amongst the remote wilds, hunting to perpetuate the cycle of life and death, and destroy those who would despoil nature, and using their healing powers to restore life to barren spaces. Basically, keeping balanced nature, killing things or healing things depending on the balance, right? And this one is a little bit more about being actual physical combatants, just kind of like swapping into a form and then scratching something. So the fantasies are really awesome. I really like that. But again, I saw an article about Wildstalker on Wowhead, and they were really saying like, oh no, they need to majorly change it because it sucks. But I actually think I might. I don't know. I to be fair, I have been like really thinking hard about what should I play going into the War Within. I have definitely two classes just 100% figured out, which is my Druid and my Evoker. Evoker because it can actually it has all the different utility. I think this is weird. Like when you go into the character select screen, like it briefly just goes to the character and then oh wait, no, hold on a second, this is warbands, so it swaps into the warband screen like after half a second. There's a small delay. I hope they fix that because it's quite distracting. It makes it feel like this is like something that's been slapped on top of everything else. Fun fact, I spent 10 minutes going into the, if you go into the realms, there is these go to 11, where basically when you create a character, they go to max level, right? Which is 80. And I went in here, created my first character, which was the Evoker, and I wanted to create my Druid afterwards. And I was like, where do I create my character? Is it over here? There's no create character. Is it down here? Because on the other realms, it's down here. Of course, that's like a testing thing, but where do I create my character? And I spent 10 minutes, and I thought it was bugged out. So I went to another realm, and went back again to see if it could load in again, right? And then I found it up here. I don't know, to me that's hidden away. I sent in a bug report, just kind of like telling that for some reason I had a hard time finding it up here. I was trying to turn my audio up a little bit, just now, you know, and turn it down and swap things around. I was like, where's the menu at? It's usually like down at the bottom somewhere. Oh, it's up here, right? So I don't know, this bar up here is just very invisible to me, which I have a hard time with. Okay, so I checked out Druid just now, but I want to check out Priest. Like that, the Void Weaver sounds incredible, so I wanted to just kind of like see how that felt like. I haven't set up any of the base talents yet, which I should probably have done that before stream, because I would have to act. But you know what? They changed the talents trees as well, so might as well take a look at them, right? So just gonna swap some of these around. There we go. What is this? Empiric Embrace down there. This one is my Purify. This one goes over here. This is my healing spell that goes over there. Void Eruption goes down here. That one goes over there. That one goes there. I have played a lot of Priest, so I know where things go. I just need to like... Wait, what is that then? Oh, there. Okay. I can never tell with these two icons here which one's which. Over there, and Master Spell. Over there. There. Halo, I'm not gonna use that one. I can't remember where I put that one. Okay, well, the spells are set up now, at least. So hero talents. Archon and Void Weaver. I love the icon for Void Weaver. I didn't know that it was actually a face until I checked it out on my own beta here. Usually when I saw people talk about them, I thought it was just like 3 dots with like some voidy stuff around it, but it's actually a face. So just like how you have Salatath with the void orbs around her, like that's the exact same picture we have here. So I'm gonna activate this one because that's the one I'm interested in. Like this one, I don't know. Archon. I never really liked the holy side of priest. I always loved the void priests, shadow priests, so to speak. Void Weavers have dedicated themselves to studying the origin of void magic and have discovered a way to tear open a tenuous connection to the void. This power is incredibly dangerous and volatile, consuming anything in its path. In Entropic Rift, Void Torrent tears open an entropic rift that follows the enemy for 8 seconds. Enemies caught in its path suffers shadow damage over seconds while within its reach. Okay, so we actually get a... oh, that's a passive. Void Torrent. Is that this one? Oh, okay, so it's this one down here. One of the things about tier sets in Dragonflight is that people felt they were forced to pick certain talents based on what the tier set said. This one forces people to pick Void Torrent if you play Void Weaver. Which I like Void Torrent, so that's no issue for me, but it's just the same thing if you picked the Keeper of the Grove for the Druids. Like you would have to pick the trees that you summon. So there's a little bit of like you had to pick certain talents. Entropic Rift slows enemies by up to 70%, increasing the closer they are to its center. Void Torrent can be used while moving. While Entropic Void is active, you move 20% faster. Okay, actually, I think this left one might be better. I'm thinking about this from a PvP point of view. I think No Escape is the best one. Shadow Word Death consumes Absorb Shield from your target, dealing up to 300% extra damage to them and granting you 5 Insanity if a shield was present. Okay, so if we're fighting another sort of class that has a shield, like a mage for example, it consumes even more. Or like damages the shield even more. Oh, no, it actually consumes the Absorb Shield and then deals 300% damage to them. That's different. While Entropic Rift is active, your shadow damage is increased by 10%. I love how this goes into... apparently there's now something called Cosmic Void and there's Shadow Void, right? Whereas the old gods that we fought up until now, like they're using Shadow Magic or Shadow Voidish. And now we have Cosmic Void, which is what we started seeing in Dragonflight. Void Blast. Entropic Rift upgrades Mind Blast into Void Blast while it is active. A Void Blast. Sends a blast of cosmic energy at the enemy. Okay. So this one buffs the Mind Blast, making it stronger. Then we got a choice down here. Summoning a Entropic Rift grants you 1 charge of Mind Devourer. Okay, whatever that is. Void Blast increases the duration of Entropic Rift by 1% up to maximum of 3 seconds. I guess we'll take the Void Empowerment. Void Blast generates 100% additional Insanity. Okay. Alright. Inner Cuatus, I think you say. Vampiric Touch and Shadow with Pain deals 20% additional damage. It's always good. Then we have Depth of Shadows or Void Wraith. Shadow with Death has a high chance of summoning a Shadow Fiend for 5 seconds when damaging targets below 20% health. Transform your Shadow Fiend into a Void Wraith. Ooh. Dealing up to 50% additional damage, dealing more damage to higher health enemies. So this one is a little bit stronger when it comes to killing off enemies at lower health, and this one is more for like killing people off at high health. This one sounds more interesting. I want to see what a Void Wraith is. So I want to try and summon a Shadow Fiend and see how it looks like when I summon it, because hopefully it looks awesome. Every 2 seconds, siphon a amount equal to 3% of your health from a nearby ally if they are higher health than you. From a nearby ally. Wait, does that mean you actually take away health from an ally and give it to yourself? This is opposite Soul Leech or whatever the spell is called from Warlocks when they attack enemies. This is attacking allies. You absorb 3% of all magic damage taken. Absorbing shadow damage heals you for 100% of the amount absorbed. Okay, let's try that. And then we have the final one down here, Collapsing Void. Each time you cast a Round Plague, Entropic Rift is empowered, increasing its damage and size by 20%. After Entropic Rift ends, it collapses, dealing a lot of damage, split among enemies within 15 yards. Okay. So now we gotta pick the talents. I know a little bit about what I'm going to be picking here. Not 100%, because Shadow Priest is one of the more difficult ones to know what you're gonna pick. I do know I don't want this one. Or do I? Guess I will be picking this one. I think this is okay to begin with. We're definitely gonna have Mind Control. Powered Shields instantly heals the target. Ooh, this one's good. Void Shift is always recommended, but I usually just solo PvP, so that's unusable for me. This one means that my Shadow Fiends will heal me if I pick this one. I think that's better. And this one is good too, I guess. Passive Absorb Shield. Okay. We got this side over here. Surge of Insanity. So I guess we're gonna pick this one down here. I always want to pick the Void Eruption one because it looks more awesome, but Dark Ascension is the PvP recommended one. Let's just go and pick something here because I just kind of want to see how it looks like. Pick this one. Void Torrent, that was apparently essential, so we need to have that. Go down there. Pick this one. This one. There we go. Just something random, so we have something for now. I love how it always gives the error whenever you assign talents. Okay, so Void Torrents goes over here, I guess. There's fewer spells this time around. I don't know why. So let's see what a Void Wraith looks like, because I've never seen it before. There's so much attacking going on. I can't tell what I'm looking at. Okay, let's target this dummy here, because there's no one attacking that one. So that's a Void Wraith. Is it just me or does it look like a PlayStation 1 model? It's very janky and polygonish. Okay, let's try the Void thing. I don't think I have the spell. Oh, okay, it's Void Torrent. So if I use Void Torrent, there we go. Oh, it looks cool. Look at that. Is it getting bigger? It was supposed to get bigger. And I kind of feel like it's on a short cooldown. It's 30 seconds, which means that you can use it quite often. Okay, I'll call in the Void Wraith again. I mean, it looks awesome. I've seen a lot of people talk about wanting to main a Shadow Priest going into the WoW Within, just simply because of the visuals. Like, it looks so incredible. I just noticed something, which is that Devouring Plague is for some reason up very frequently. Like, it kind of feels like it's up constantly. Like, it doesn't require a lot to summon it, or to use that spell. Like, when I play my Shadow Priest in the retail, it's not this often I can click Devouring Plague. Like, I can press it again now. Maybe I'm just, I don't know, imagining things. Because now it doesn't feel like I'm clicking it. Man, just look at that. It feels kind of weird moving into Cosmic Void when you're so into like the H.P. Lovecraft universe, because Cosmic Void, I don't know. I guess H.P. Lovecraft is Cosmic Void, but it just looks a little bit too I don't know, it kind of looks pure, almost like arcane magic, because it like of the way it looks. What about the Archon? How does that play? I just kind of want to check it out. I'm not gonna build anything specific. Casting Halo also causes you to create a halo around you at 100% effectiveness every 5 seconds for 10 seconds. Additionally, the radius of halo is increased by 10 yards. So this one increases damage while in Dark Ascension. Psychic Scream creates an image of you at your location. After 4 seconds, the image will let out a Psychic Scream. Oh, so just like a double. It's like shamans putting down the totem, and then 3 seconds later, a second totem is blown up. Because they have that ability. Yeah, this is definitely with a focus on like a Shadow Priest being a semi-healer. Yeah, so it's, I guess it's a mix between Discipline Priest and it seems a bit more like a Holy Priest, to be honest. Because there's so much focus on the Holy Priest abilities. So it's a Shadow Priest that is leaning into Holy Priest. What about Discipline? Because I know you can pick Void Weaver as Shadow Priest, but what can you pick as Discipline? Oh, I thought so, because Discipline is, you know, between, what do you call it, like Holy and Void Magic. So you can pick which one you want to lean towards. So Oracle, I guess that's what Velen is. And then you have Void Weaver again. Now, I'm curious to see if we can actually deal more damage as a Discipline Priest, because Discipline Priests are pretty unkillable if you play them as, you know, in PvP, in open world content. Like, you can just keep healing yourself, because healers are more difficult to kill than tanks are, in my opinion. At least if they know what they're doing. So if you can deal more damage as a Discipline Priest, that would be kind of amazing. Mind Blast tears open an entropic rift. Wait, is this the same one? Okay, I just want to check the damage here. So enemies caught in his path suffer 48,000 shadow damage every 1 second. Or 0.9 seconds. So 48. 46? What was it? Hold on. 48. Okay, so if you go back to Shadow... What was it then? 45,000. Okay, so you deal more damage. But I just want to say too, like, you're also using Void Torrent at the same time, which is a heavy damage dealer. So you deal more damage with that talent as Discipline, but you're not using as powerful a spell to summon it. But Mind Blast, wasn't it Mind Blast that caused it to spawn? Yeah. Okay, I gotta try this out, because this sounds stupidly, ridiculously like you're basically a healer that does DPS damage. Okay, so this one basically upgrades Smite into a Void Blast while it's active. Okay, that sounds cool. So when you have that orb thing, it transforms your Smite. Okay, Void Blast increased duration of entropic rifts. Okay, I guess this one's better for dealing more damage. Atonement healing with Void Blast is 100% more effective. Each time Penance damages or heals, Entropic Rift is empowered, increases its damage in size by 10%. So now you're actually, like, you should be using Penance as frequently as you can. Okay, so this one's the same as previous. Powered Shields absorbs 20% additional damage. Okay. This sounds really interesting. Let's just pick something. I hate that it's not picking the the PvP stuff. I don't know what that does. Just gonna pick something. Pain suppression also heals your target. Additional charge. I guess we'll just pick this. I don't know. Pick this. I want to check this out because this sounds ridiculous. Again, I'm not a meta person. This may not be that impressive from a numbers point of view. It just sounds really good from my point of view. So what summoned it? Was it Mind Blast? I don't have Mind Blast down here. They moved the spell book to this location. Okay. So just to like kind of test this out, because this sounds pretty amazing. So Mind Blast, and then it gets summons. And then it becomes Void Blast. Oh, that looks amazing! Look at that! And then we have regular Smite. Okay, we can do it again in just a sec. Okay, so here we go. And then Void Blast. A Discipline and a DPS hybrid almost looks a little bit more fun to me. Okay. I would really love to try and do world PvP as a discipline priest, leaning into the void fantasy. Because it looks like it could deal a decent amount of damage. Like, you will definitely outlive the other person if they're DPS, because you're a healer, basically. So you just gotta put a shield on yourself, and then you heal yourself just by dealing damage. So, I was considering bringing in one of each armor type into the next expansion. So basically, right now, I have my druid and I have my evoker, which means that I have 2 of the armor types, which means I would also need a plate and I would need a cloth. But honestly, I've kind of went away from that thought because there's no plate classes that I actually enjoy. I do want to check out Paladin though, because Paladin was kind of... Actually, there's one more thing I want to check with Priest. I didn't check Holy. And it's hard to imagine that you're going to be leaning into the Void Weaver. So if you have... So I guess it's Archon and Oracle that you can become. So let's try just to swap specs really quick, because I want to see. It's not all of the hero talents that have these awesome looking pictures up here. Yeah, so Oracle and Archon. Holy Priest is one of my least favorite specs in the entire game. Again, I don't like the holy fantasy. I think it's awesome, and I love that it's in the game. But me playing a holy thing is not something that I want. It's too much to the good side of things. By the way, I love the set for Priest, especially the void looking one. That one looks incredible. The rogue one, where you actually look like one of the those things, you know, the void beings. Okay, so I checked out Evoker on my... See, it did it again. I clicked on my character and then it went into the warband after half a second. So weird. We checked out Druid. Hunter was a little bit underwhelming. I didn't really feel like the Hunter one was... I don't know. I didn't really feel like the fantasy was that visual, depending on which one you picked on Hunter. It was just kind of like, oh, okay, so you can use kill command a little bit more frequently, you know, like, and it deals a little bit more damage, kind of. So it's not like it changes your gameplay style in some sort of way. It does, but not visually. It's not like a Void Weaver casting out like cosmic orbs. Mage, I actually want to check out too, but let's go and check out Paladin. By the way, the Paladin set, the one with the wings on the shoulders, looks super weird when you run around. Look at this. They bounce. I don't know. I think it looks really weird. It's not like the ones that, you know, the preset in Dragonflight that everyone was like, oh man, that should be a Paladin set. Because it had the wings with the lights coming down. This looks weird. This looks like a Paladin making a paper mache wing, and they put it on their shoulders because they wanted to look fancy. I don't know, it looks so weird. So a red Paladin can become Herald of the Sun or Templar. I'm guessing that Herald of the Sun is leaning towards the healing spec, and Templar is leaning towards the tank spec. Templar, I don't know which sounds more awesome. I guess Templar is really that Paladin fantasy of you being like this strong, buff, big armor, judgment bringing type paladin, right? Whereas Herald of the Sun, like I'm imagining, what is his name, Turiel from Diablo 3 and 4. Like as you can see in the photo up here, like Herald of the Sun, like basically you're, instead of focusing on brute force and your armor, they're focusing on holy magic, and it just looks super awesome. Dawnlight, casting Wake of Ashes causes your next 2 holy power spending abilities to apply Dawnlight on your target, dealing radiant damage or healing over 8 seconds. Basically, if you heal yourself, you get healed even more. That's pretty cool. While Dawn of Light is active, your holy power spenders deal 20% additional damage or healing. This is definitely with focus on healing or damage. Like you can choose. Healing increased, movement speed, divine purpose. Again, more healing. Replaces Word of Glory. Heals an ally for 240. I can't say the numbers. 284,000. An additional 96,000 over 20 seconds. Healing increased by 25% when cast on self. Okay. So this is a even better version of Word of Glory. Again, healing over time increased. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of focus on burning and damage over time and self-healing here. That's quite awesome. I like the fantasy over here. I especially like the artwork. Like the artwork is incredible. I think the Templar artwork could have been better. Like a hammer smashing into the ground. I don't know. I could imagine like a Templar in, I don't know, like maybe praying on one knee in front of a shrine or something, you know, like instead of a hammer smashing into the ground. But I guess they want you to feel powerful with this one. Templars stop at nothing to bring justice to the wicked. They call down hammers of light and unleash devastating combinations of physical and holy attacks to vanquish their enemies. Wake of Ashes is replaced with Hammer of Light for 12 seconds after it is cast. Hammer of Light, hammer down your enemy with the power of light, dealing holy damage and holy damage up to 4 nearby enemies. Additionally calls down Empyrean hammers from the sky to strike 3 nearby enemies for holy damage each. Okay. So just focus on some of the damaging abilities here, like Divine Toll and Hammer of Light. So there's a little bit of armor. So when you, or like shield. Yeah, so this one focuses more on shields rather than healing, from what I can tell. And a lot of hammers. Is it something about like with the Death Knight one? Because you can choose a talent in here where when you're in open world content, you stay on your horse the entire time and you're moving at 100% speed, which is incredible. Like it's absolutely incredible that they have that in the Riders of the Apocalypse. I think you can pick your horse. Like you can choose which horse should be your horse. Whereas I would love if Paladin got that option. One of the biggest annoyances for me with Paladins is that you have all these mounts that you're collecting, but you can't use them. You can't pick them as your what is it called, Divine Steed. Let's try this one. Like I'm definitely like the description and everything about Herald of the Sun. I don't know. I just like healing more than armor, which is a weird thing. Hmm. I guess we'll just pick some of these. Yeah, I don't know. Herald of the Sun. What kind of who do we know in this game that could be like the equivalent to these? I think I don't think these are taken from like specific hero class or hero characters in the game, like Illidan or something like that. I think these are just kind of like leaning into certain fantasies. Let's see what Holy gets, because again, there's always 3 different ones to pick from. Unless you're Druid. Then there's 4. See, this is what I might have imagined Lightsmith. Lightsmith have developed such masterful control over the light that they're able to wield it tangibly, employing constructs to empower their weapons and defenses and to protect their allies. Okay, so this one is leaning heavily into armor, I guess. Yeah. Increasing your armor by 5%. The effect of your actual aura is increased by 33%. So, like, if you have devotion aura. Okay. Lightsmith. And again, this is a point where I get a little bit confused about what are the fantasies leaning towards. Like, because I would think that this was like the healing one, right? And then you had the other one called Templar, which is leaning more towards the tank spec. So you would have Holy and Prot, right? You go into your Holy spec, and then you suddenly get something called Lightsmith, which sounds like a tank spec. Which means that then Herald of the Sun is DPS spec. I think they're just like making, you know, I don't think you need to think about it like that when it comes to these different specs. But I definitely like the fantasies. I'm not too sure about the Lightsmith. Like, from a fantasy point of view, it sounds weird. But I like the other 2. Let's check out Demon Hunter. I was really curious about this one. I want to see what exactly you're picking between here. I've never really been a Demon Hunter person. I was in BFA. I was actually so sure I was going to be maining Demon Hunter in BFA until I got sick of no self-healing. And apparently they are super self-healing now after they received the class rework. Okay, so what do we have here? We are Havoc right now. Eldrachi Reaver and Felsguard. The Eldrachi warriors were the ultimate glade masters and wielded their blades with deadly grace, consuming souls and imbuing their weapons with greater power. Okay, so these focuses on weapon usage, so they're kind of like weapon masters who focuses on empowering their weapons and not themselves. Whereas the Felsguard embrace the inner demon and amplify explosive power of the fell fire they wield. So this is like focusing on weapon. This is focusing on the demon they have inside of them. I think that's cool. You get to pick like the fantasy there. Metamorphosis now also increases current and maximum health by 5% and armor by 20%. I'm always looking to see if there's increased survivability in these. Leech granted by soul rending increased by 2%. Because I don't know, I've permanently been scared away from playing a Demon Hunter, because if they can all of a sudden make a class change that makes it more survivability, they can also just take it away again. Whereas a paladin or a druid, it's kind of hard to take away the self-healing there without ruining the class. So what if I go into vengeance? Is it still the same too? I think it is. Yeah, it is. That's cool though. I like that you can focus on these two different fantasies. Did they change these images? I don't know. I don't think I've ever checked these out in Dragonflight. So I don't know how the images are supposed to look like. Mage. This one I'm curious about. Because I know you can play as a spell slinger. And for me, when playing mage, I'm like pretty much a purely like arcane mage player. Not because I don't like frost fantasy. I don't like fire fantasy for some reason. But I just like something about like pure arcane destruction, because it's a what kind of sword is he using? Oh, it's a polearm. I thought that was a sword. It's so unfair that this is on American realms, so that American players, they have access to all their transmog and all their mounts, so they can test things out, while us EU players are gonna have to go and farm it again if we want to test it. But yeah, this is the arcane spec, and we have Spellslinger and Sun Fury, which is going into definitely the Kel'Thas Sunstrider fantasy. Spellslinger, I guess, is a made-up hero class that we haven't really seen in some of the heroes in the game. I really want to see this with the orbs. Let's activate this one. I'll just pick. While under the effect of a casted arcane surge. Okay, well let's try this. I wanna see how it looks like. A spellfire sphere. Okay, so we need to consume clear casting to see these orbs that I'm talking about, from my understanding. So going into, need to make sure we actually have some action bars. There we go. Oh no, I added it in here. There we go. So much lag going on. Let's put that over here. There. There's just something about purple looking awesome. Which I guess is why I like Arcane Mage. Okay. Trying to get clear casting, so we can get that orb. Did I not pick a talent for clear casting? I did not. Okay. Let's get out of combat and choose a starter build. It's not going to pick everything for us, because it's just, they apparently haven't set it up yet. Okay, didn't pick anything. Clear casting, I think it's this one. Yeah. Let's just pick something. Okay, pick something over here. All right, let's try it again. Okay, so we got a clear casting. Wait, okay, generating a spellfire sphere. What? Where is it? It's supposed to float. Okay, now I got two of them. Wait, how does that work? Oh. Wait, so we don't actually see them. I mean, we're supposed to see them. Oh, oh, there's one. But that sounds weird. Okay, so I have one, right? It says it generates one when I'm out of combat. So if I go out of combat, it should generate it automatically. This looks weird. I guess it's because I'm arcane mage, but like we have the fire orb, but we also have this arcane magic around it. It does say out of combat, right? While you're out of combat, you will slowly conjure spellfire spheres over time. So I should be getting another one. I don't know if people can tell, like I'll have to actually like spend time just like focusing without talking. You know, just getting into the classes before I start thinking about like which talents are the best ones. Like right now I'm just looking. Oh, there's okay, we got a second one. Yeah, so we have the Kel'Thas Sunstrider thing going on. By the way, I love Dave the Quick. It's definitely a Flash reference. Yeah. Okay, so we got this Sun Fury and Spellslinger. What if I go into Frost? I think Frost is gonna have. I heard about Frostfire. My guess is Spellslinger as well, since it makes sense that you can use like the quick Frost instant cast bolts, right? Yeah. Okay, so you have Frostfire and Spellslinger. So if you go into Fire Spec, you're gonna have Frostfire as well. What was the other one? Yeah, the fire one. I've always thought that Frostfire sounded weird, combining Frost and Fire, but they do it in My Hero Academia, so I guess it's not that unrealistic. Yeah, so Sun Fury and Frostfire. Definitely, like, Frostfire is not my... Frostfire mages combine elemental magic to unleash deadly fusions of ice and flame. Okay. Not really my fantasy. Like, I definitely think that I'm gonna try and go for, like, I'm gonna try and not be as affected by the meta going into the War Within at the beginning, and just play what I think sounds cool. Okay, so we tried Mage, Demon Hunter, Priest, Monk. Let's see what this one does. Because really, like, my whole point about hero talents is more about wanting to become some of the different heroes that you see inside WoW. So, like, if you want to become Magni Bronzebeard, then you might become Mountain Thane or something, you know. I always hate monk tier sets. But I guess if you're like super into the monk fantasy, then you gotta love it, right? So as a Windwalker monk, you can become Shadowpan, which makes sense because that is what or what is the leader of the Shadowpan? Like you see him constantly in Mist of Pandaria. Like he's at the very beginning. He's a Shadowpan. So I guess this one focusing on hand-to-hand combat. So learn from your forebears and stand proud against your foes in defense of your friends and family. Bide your time and charge up your power before unleashing a fury of blows to overwhelm your opponents. Yeah, so this is Fist of Fury. Oh, penetrate 10% more armor. That's cool. But does it have more survivability, is the question. Because monks, they... Oh! Your Vivify always heals you for an additional 30% of its total value. That's good. Okay. So there's a little bit of survivability over on this side. So what is the other one? Conduit of the Celestials. So that's the celestial creatures that you see. Like, I didn't play Mr. Pandaria back then, but I do know about the celestial beings that you summon in combat and stuff like that when you just play as a regular monk. So this one, conduits of the Celestials devote themselves to the teachings of the August Celestials to empower their wisdom and harness their strength. Master conduits may briefly channel the power of all Celestials at once. Okay. So this one focuses more on the Celestial side. Summoning in the different Celestials. So this is basically summoning things, I guess. Again, I haven't checked them out yet. I'm not sitting here like going through them and reading them, but I'm just kind of like going for the class fantasy here. I'm trying to figure out what the fantasy is. This one is definitely hand-to-hand combat, where this one is more of a spiritual hero talent. So what if we go into Brewmaster? Because there's always 3, right? Unless you're Druid or Demon Hunter. Master of Harmony is the 3rd one. So Masters of Harmony chase physical perfection and the refinement of the body into pure strength, allowing them to tap into the flow of chi and natural cycles of power. Oh, so this is like, I guess the fantasy of when you see like those Shaolin monks, they do like physical like training where they try to harden their bodies and stuff. So if we go into the healing spec, I guess we're going to get this, definitely going to get the Celestial ones, but we're also going to get the Master of Harmony, which sounds interesting. Like this might be like a really good PvP one. Again, just looking at the pure fantasy, not looking at anything else than that. Okay. I have considered looking like I'm looking at Monk because I have considered bringing it into the War Within. Again, it would be awesome picking one of each armor type, since we're getting the warband system and you actually go in and you can collect all the transmog no matter which character you play. I like the glow. The glow is actually cool. But am I going to force myself to play 2 classes I don't want to play just simply because they have to be a different armor type? Because in my opinion, mail and leather classes are the most fun. They just have something that other classes don't, which is a lot of crowd control, and there's like just twice as fun in world PvP. So yeah. Warlock is the last one that I created here. I did create Death Knight and Hunter, but you know, I'd check those out in my spare time. I do want to try opening up Hunter again because I didn't quite check that one out fully. Same thing with Death Knight. I guess I didn't. I'm a little bit sad about opening up the Warlock one, because if you go to this one, like Hellcaller is just like, I just realized that some of these icons up here are actually just like the class icons. Right? This is just a Warlock icon. Whereas this one is actually like Diabolist. Like this is a new icon. Because the Brewmaster one on the Monk was also just the Brewmaster class Monk icon, I guess. Maybe they're not done with those. I'm saying that because if I go into Affliction, you'll see that the icons are exactly the same. So I guess they're placeholders, which means that we might actually still get to see some really awesome ones. So we have Hellcaller and Soul Harvester. I guess if you want to play a Affliction Warlock, Soul Harvester is the one that's like the fantasy you want to lean into. Few grasp the power within souls, but many know how the hunger demons. But many know the hunger demons share for the spirits of the fallen. By entering a pact with demon. By entering a pact with demon, so there's a spelling error here, with demons, Soul harvesters gain incredible abilities as long as the demon is fed. Okay, demonic soul. A demonic entity now inhabits your soul, allowing you to detect if a soul shard has a succulent soul when it's generated. Okay, this is kind of awesome. So basically the fantasy of having a demon inside of you that you're feeding by draining the life out of enemies. Then we have Hellcaller. Amongst the satyr sects throughout Azeroth, Hellcallers are the most feared, weaving together the vilest of shadow magic and entropic fellfire at the cost of corrupting their own soul. This is what I would say is like the classic warlock. This is, you know, using fell magic until your body and soul becomes corrupted. Like, this is the standard default warlock fantasy. So if we go into destruction again, I'm getting it's going to be Hellcaller, and then I saw that we had Diabolist, right? Yeah, because again, destruction warlocks are like that's the fantasy of Hellcaller. I'm not sure that Hellcaller really adds something extra to the fantasy of a destruction warlock, because it's just describing a destruction warlock. But I guess it's like a better version of it or something. But we have Diabolist, which is leaning towards the demonology style. So the defeat of the Legion left many powerful demons unbound. Diabolists command greater demons once thought to be uncontrollable and wield abyssal powers from the twisting nether on the battlefield. So can you actually summon a Pit Lord is what I want to know, because Pit Lords are like the coolest demons in the game. It says right here, summoning a Pit Lord causes your next Hand of Gul'dan or Chaos Bolt to become Ruination. I've actually seen oh, what is his name? Soul something. A world PvP streamer. I can't remember his name. Okay. Either way, he found that there's a bug that should not go into live, which is basically if you spam Rain of Fire, it spawns these monsters, like the demons, and they just like spam Chaos Bolts. And basically you're just like, it's like a machine gun shooting off Chaos Bolts, and it's so overpowered. I want to see what Pit Lord looks like if we summon it. Like, that's really what I want to know. So how do we summon a Pit Lord? What if I search Pit Lord? Okay. I've always wanted to play a Warlock, by the way. Like, the fantasy of Warlock is so cool. But I will probably never play Warlock, because it's... Is there like a Pit Lord in here? Warlock is not a good world PvP class, because they have to stand still. They're basically like a standing turret. Like, that's their thing. And they have very little world PvP appropriate crowd control. Like, they have a lot of stuns and fears. How do I summon a Pit Lord? I want to see it. Does it say anything here? Oh, wait, hold on. When Diabolic Ritual expires, you gain Demonic Art, causing your next Soul Shard spending ability to consume an Everlord, Mother of Chaos, or Pit Lord that unleashes a devastating attack against your enemies. Okay. Oh, so that's what he did. So because Rain of Fire is like such a easy spell to just cast, it would summon something. Okay, let's try this. Oh, I hate these. This one. Yeah, I want to see how this looks like. Do we have another place for target dummies? Because it's so annoying that there's like 100 people here. I want to see a Pit Lord. Like, that's my goal right now. Again, I am not the biggest Warlock player. This one goes up here. This one goes over there. So now we have it, right? No? I just shot off 2 Chaos Bolts at the same time, by the way. And a bunch of dots. Oh no, that's him! I was like, what? I was just standing right on top of him. Wait, how do I summon it? Spending a soul shard grants diabolic ritual. Oh, hey, oh, there's one here. Your next soul shard spent summons. Okay, so okay, so now, right? Where's my overlord? Wait, is that mine? That was a Pit Lord. Oh, that's underwhelming. I was hoping he would actually be summoned and run around. Instead, he's just standing there. Okay, well, I don't think I'm gonna be... I don't fully understand Warlock to the point where I can just summon it, clearly. So let's go ahead and swap to Hunter. Like, if I have to share my thoughts about what I wanted to bring with me into the War Within, whoops, it would be this right here. Whoop. It would be these 4 classes here. Like, these 2 are locked, but I'm not too sure about these 2. I am underwhelmed. I was looking forward to see the Lord from the pit. Me too. Pit Lorden. Yeah, so if you go into Hunter... By the way, when I play Hunter, I always play Survival Hunter. Because Survival Hunter is the coolest Hunter spec in the game. Marksmanship and Beastmaster are... You know, they're boring, basic Hunter fantasies, in my opinion. Survival Hunter... Or maybe I'm just influenced by Survival Hunter because you can use a sword. Like, you can actually, like, transmog a sword on you. So, Survival Hunter to me just sounds a lot cooler. I don't like that I don't have a sword transmog right now. So if I go in... Oh, there's a shovel transmog. That's pretty cool, too. Let's do this. Actually, yeah, let's do that. Now we have a sword. I am so disappointed that when I go into my hero talents as a survival hunter, I can choose between pack leader or sentinel. Stop provoking me. You know, BM is it's the only right choice. BM. I was about to say brewmaster. Beastmaster is clearly the ultimate pet fantasy. But you can't use a sword, so that's a bummer. I hate the fact that if I pick any of the other 2 specs, let's take marksmanship, then you can become a Dark Ranger. Oh, and by the way, Sentinel, this is the placeholder. I'm pretty sure, because this is just a hunter icon. So we will get a an actual icon at some point. Let me just move my chat out so I can actually see it. Where? Oh, don't click anything. There we go. Dark Ranger sounds so amazing. Like, this is the class fantasy. Like, I don't care if Sentinel is better, or the pack thing is better. Dark Ranger is the coolest fantasy of all the hero talents that you can pick inside this game. Is my opinion. Like, just fantasy wise, it's so cool. But the one spec that I play as Hunter cannot become a Dark Ranger. I guess it's because you have to use a bow and arrow to become a Dark Ranger. It's, I don't know, it's too sad. You can pick Sentinel. Who wants to be a Sentinel when you have a sword? Like, that's like even more ultimate bow and arrow fantasy. Yeah. So I haven't even checked out Dark Ranger yet because it's so bittersweet. But let's take a look at it. Black Arrow. Fire a black arrow at your target, dealing shadow damage over a period of time. Each time black arrow deals damage, you have 10% chance to generate a charge of aim shot. Again, I'm just kind of looking at these to see what exactly they give you. Like, I want to see what a dark arrow is. Let's put it inside our spell bar. I want to see how it looks like. Do I look like a Sylvanas Dark Ranger when I use it? Is my question. Let's just pick these. When a target affected by Black Arrow dies, the cooldown of Black Arrow is reduced by 12 seconds. When Black Arrow resets, the cooldown of an ability gain 15 focus. Oh! You heal for 15% of all shadow damage dealt by you or your pets. So this one is survivability. Acceleration grants you 3 seconds of survival of the fittest. Survival of the fittest activates acceleration at 50% effectiveness. So basically you can choose to use either one of your two defensives and you gain the other one at half value. Which is good, because you can chain those together if you wanted to. Embrace the Shadow sounds cooler though. Let's try that one. Disengage will chain the closest target to the ground, causing them to move 40% slower until they move 8 yards away. All shadow damage you and your pets deal is increased by 10%, which in return is going to heal you even more with Embrace the Shadows. Kill shot, a 50% chance to... Okay. Well, I guess when you pick this one, you gotta pick that one. Multi-shot. Okay, this is AoE. Wait. Okay, this one. So really, from my understanding, is that when you pick Dark Ranger, you get this black arrow. Like, that's like really the main thing here. Why can I not use it? Oh, it's because I don't have a bow. Hold on. Oh, this one. There we go. Okay, now we can use it, right? I can't click it. It's not working. Why can't I use it? Fire a black arrow into a target dealing damage? Why can't I click it though? Is it because we need to like fill out these? Let's just pick something. Click, click, click. Maybe it's because you need a wailing arrow for it to work. Let's pick that one. Yeah, I want to see how it feels like to play as Sylvanas. Who knows? Maybe I might even give... Oh, it works now! Wait, what happened to me? Oh, that's a monk that put that on me. What? What happened to me? Oh, it works now! Wait, what happened to me? 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 Wait, Wailing Arrow. I mean, that's kind of a Sylvanas looking one. Black Arrow. Shadow stream when? A Stardew stream. That would actually be fun. To try and do a Stardew stream. So it's not always WoW. Put some cozy music on. I actually know a YouTuber who creates really awesome videos with cozy music. Okay, so again, we have to really feel it this time. I'm Sylvanas right now. Be Sylvanas, right? Be one with... Okay. I hate that there's so many effects. I can't see my arrow. It's not impressive enough. This should be like this dust of like smoke going towards my my target. Okay, so Black Arrow. Name drop. Oh yeah, check out there's so many names. The Nook Study, I believe, is the one, right? The Nook Study is the one where you can find a lot of cozy music. It's mostly Animal Crossing right now, which is like the best, most soothing music ever. But I have seen she started uploading Stardew, so you could never be Sylvanas. I just was. The queen above all. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely think we should do a Stardew stream next time. And then I'll put on some cozy music from the Nook Study while we do it. And then I can link the channel in my description and maybe have like a little in the corner of my stream that says, check out the Nook Study. Okay, so I kind of thought the Dark Ranger would be a little bit more visual. How did he get that? Oh, right. Okay, so he played the other server and he farmed this armor. Look at that. Press a button, it just was. This is some of the... Okay, so this is why I'm looking so much forward to the new zone. He's not even wearing the sword. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna show the sword. That's like the coolest sword in the game ever made. Which I'll use unless they make an even better sword. Okay, so this is the ugly version, right? This is the ugly one. It's yellow. And it looks weird. Like it's golden. I guess you could say Paladin would probably look cool with this. Then you have this one. Which looks very cartoonish, in my opinion. Because it's red, you know, it's really like... It's... Akraba. Yeah, maybe. And this one, this is like... This is Elden Ring. This is Dark Souls. Like, this is a cool sword. This is a medieval... I'm a badass sword. Akraba. Yeah, I can't wait to get this sword. Apparently it's super easy to get. You just need to do world PvP and buy it from the vendor. I'm a little disappointed by the Black Arrow. Like this is all that makes you feel like a Dark Ranger with this setup. I don't know, Dark Ranger, so many people were so excited about it. Don't talk about your cute tooth like that. Yeah. Akraba. Sentinel. I don't know, it sucks so much. Like, if I go into survival again... Oh, my pet is in combat. Ah. There you go. I don't know, like... Hunter Fantasies from people, like everyone online says they're a little bit underwhelming. I wish that I could become a Dark Ranger and it was a little bit more visual. Because it is not visual right now. Oh, badass. Don't talk like that about yourself. My wife being silly on stream. Death Knight. I wanted to check out too before we move away from hero talents. There are still some that we haven't checked out yet, which I guess we might check them out. I don't know. Death Knight has some really awesome fantasies. Just me trying to make convo with a cute guy. Stop it. Oh yeah, you can actually see I'm mounted. This is ultimate Warcraft 3 fantasy right here, because when you play Warcraft 3 as Arthas after he gets Frostmourne, he's running around on a horse constantly, and you can do that now as a Death Knight. So if I'm in the open world, Death Knights are going to be like the fastest open world content class in the game, because you're constantly on your horse. Like, this is so cool. And I think you can pick your horse, right? See if I can find it. Wrong one. There we go. I'm not sure how you can do it. My wife writing stuff in private. But yeah, this is Riders of the Apocalypse, by the way. Right now I'm a Frost Death Knight, which I'm most likely not going to be playing because it has a history of being really bad. And to be honest, I've always just kind of like been a little bit more into Unholy, summoning ghouls and, you know, undead. But we also have, I'll just read the description really quick. Become a Rider of the Apocalypse, call forth the horsemen to your aid, and tap into the power of death, famine, and disease. Is there a cow mount in game? I actually don't think. Well, they have bolts, but they don't have a cow mount. There's a lot of jokes there. Yeah. Oh, we have some internal jokes. I won't share them on screen though, because they're kind of mean. So we have Riders of the Apocalypse. This one basically focuses on you being mounted, and there's a talent here where you can choose to become mounted constantly in combat, which basically gives you like this movement speed here constantly in open world content. This is like a paladin activating Divine Steed, but it's 100% up on the, like, constantly. That's pretty awesome. So if you're into like world PvP, all of a sudden Death Knights have become the fastest class in the game. That is just so good. Then we do also have Death Charge, which replaces this talent about being on a horse. Call upon your Death Charger to break free of movement impaired effects. For 10 seconds, while upon your Death Charges, your movement speed is increased by 100%. You cannot be slowed, and you're immune to force movement effects and knockbacks. Let's try it, because I want to see how this looks like when you're using Death Advance. So where is it? Death Advance. Do I have it? I don't think I have it. Let's go into test and action bars. There we go. Death Advance is not out, so I need to get it here. Oh, it's been changed to death charge. Okay. Oh, that looks cool. And it's so fast. And you have 2 charges of it. Probably because of the talents. It's up for so long. Jeez. That makes me want to make my Death Knight one of the characters that I bring with me. Oh, which actually brings me to a really good point. They will most likely make rated battlegrounds a thing with the new battleground blitz that they are testing right now. If it counts as winning a rated battleground, and you can unlock the Maid's Tower PvP appearance, that will make me play my Death Knight throughout the War Within. I still think I'm gonna play Death Knight. Like, it's just so cool. It's, I don't know, like, it's so cool you can be on your horse the entire time. It's such a small thing, but this is what I'm talking about, like, going into the fantasy of things. So, like, if I take my, it says Warband mount. Like, I'm up on it constantly. Even, okay, so I haven't actually shown this yet, because basically it just looks like I'm mounted. This is ultimate being Arthas. Like, this is, because he's, I guess Arthas, he's like a mix between Frost and Unholy. Look at this. I'm in combat while on a horse. Like, if this was world PvP, this would be amazing. I'm with Maid's Tower as you are with Chestnuts. You're so sour about you can't get the appearance that you're not playing your DK. Exactly. I have all the other colors. And it's so annoying. Like, okay, I'm gonna show this because I hate it. So, WoW, Unholy, DK, Mage Tower appearance. Oh no, this was a challenge guide. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna show this because this sucks. Okay, 1 second. Right. Okay, it's right here. Okay. So I have the red one, I have the green one, and I have the yellow one. This is probably the coolest sword model in the game ever. And I don't think my wife might remember this, but when they were about to close the Maid's Tower back in Legion, that's when I joined, playing WoW again. And when I realized that they were going to close it, and there was your last chance to get one of these appearances, I tried really hard to get this appearance. And I finally got the one for Unholy Death Knight, which is this one. But I want this one. I want the blue version. Like, this is win 10 rated battlegrounds and you get this appearance. And I don't have it. I don't have a single battleground one. I've tried, and it's so hard to get into groups. And if you form your own group, it takes 2 hours before you can even get into a battleground. And when you get into a battleground, you play against a Russian team with pre-mates. Like, that's just completely like, of course it's pre-mates, right? But they're all talking together on Discord, and they basically spend all day farming out players who are not as organized as they are. So I can't get this. It's just impossible to get this. And most battleground groups, they require Discord. So I can't get this. So I will never stop talking about Maid's Tower. It's like the thing I talk about the most. Yeah, these are the rocks in our shoes. Like, whenever I log into my Death Knight, I swear, like, 90% of the time I'm playing my Death Knight, I'm thinking about this weapon here. I want this one. This is Frostmourne is like Arthas's, you know, his ultimate legendary weapon. Like Frostmourne is his. This is mine. This is the player character's ultimate Death Knight. It's frost colored. Like it's so cool. And I can only, this one looks okay. This one looks super ugly in game because it looks so oversaturated. This one's perfection. And this one looks cool, but it's yellow. So, yeah. So I want this, and I can't have it. There we go. So imagine me running around on this colored horse with this colored armor with a blue sword on my back. That would be so cool. So yeah, if they make Battleground Blitz into a rated mode. Oh, they added a tab for delves. I didn't see that. Yeah, that would just be incredible. Oh, is this working? Okay, so they actually put Battlegrounds inside the rated tab in beta. Rated Battleground Blitz. Please let it count towards the Mage Tower appearance. Please. Yeah, I'm actually gonna put a ticket in for it. I've written on forums and everything, trying to tell them, please remember there's still some people who want the Mage Tower color. Please. Please. I implore you. Make rated Battleground Blitz count towards the win 10 BGs Mage Tower weapon appearance. There we go. Okay, that's a bug. I submitted. I'm doing my part here. Yeah, I might actually you know what, Death Knight could be my plate character going into the War Within. And the cool thing about the whole thing is that they can be in different realms, and I can still have it inside my Warband system. Okay, let's check out the other specs, because we've just kind of been stuck on Frost right now. I didn't even read the one for Deathbringer. Good for you, King. Put in that ticket. Become the emissary of death. Aim for the soul of your enemies with attacks empowered by the Shadowlands and remind them of the inevitable. Oh, very brave of them to say that it's empowered by the Shadowlands, because it leaves a bad taste in people's mouth. But I guess you can't, you know, it's an expansion that existed. You can't just, you know, try and pretend it didn't happen. So let's see what blood is. I think it's gonna have the one I just read. It's not gonna have Riders of the Apocalypse, because that's an unholy thing, right? So, ooh, Senlane. That's the blood vampires. Senlane excel at using blood and shadow magic to weaken their enemies and empower their own capabilities. Where? Oh, that's so cool. Wait, does that mean that if you play as Unholy, you have Senlane and Riders of the Apocalypse? I have Mail from Blue, and I want to see what it is. Oh yeah, it is. Okay, so if we don't have the tank spells, what does this one do then? Oh, this is like a healing spec. Blood vampire? What type of vampire is there besides the blood kind? Well, I guess you could say, I don't know, it's a fantasy universe. There could be shadow vampires. Your Death Coil, Epidemic, and Death Strike have a 10% chance to make your next Heart Strike or Skirt Strike become a Vampiric Strike. Vampiric Strike heals you for 5% of your maximum health and grants you Essence of the Blood Queen, increasing your haste by 1.5% up to 7.5% for 20 seconds. Okay. Race Ally revives players at full health. And an Absorb Shield. Death's Advance and Wraithwalk movement speed bonuses are increased by 10%. Activating Death Advance or Wraithwalk increases 4 nearby allies' movement speed for 20%. I'm really looking for like a lot of self-healing here. That's basically what I'm trying to like zone in on. Okay, that's damage. Okay, that's energy regeneration. Full HP, OP. I'll never pick it because it's a. I'm a solo PvP player, and that's a team spell. Okay, so that's more damage, more damage, more damage. While Vampiric Blood or Dark Transformation is active, you gain Gift of the Sand Lane. Gift of the Sand Lane increases the effectiveness of your Essence of the Blood Queen by 100%, and Vampiric Strike replaces your Heart Strike and Skirt Strike for the duration. Vampiric Strike. Oh. So whenever you use Dark Transformation, you can heal yourself a lot. That's really awesome. Okay, so this is the healing side, I think. Your Leech is increased by 3%. While Leech bonus is active, the Leech bonus of the effect is increased by 100%. And it affects 4 allies within 12 yards. Okay, so 100%. What does... So Lichborn increases Leech by 10%. So it's 20% Leech then. Which is like... I don't know, is that like a Demon Hunter? Like in Metamorphosis, maybe? That's pretty cool. Vampiric Strike has a chance to summon a Blood Beast to attack your enemy. Ooh. Every time the Blood Beast attacks, it stores a portion of the damage dealt. When the Blood Beast dies, it explodes, dealing 25% of the damage accumulated to nearby enemies and healing the Death Knight for the same amount. Cool. You store 50% of all your shadow damage dealt into your Blood Beast to explode for additional damage when it expires. Which means that you need to... Wait, hold on. So how... Festering Strike. Is this shadow damage? Oh, okay. So now when you burst these Festering Wounds, it deals shadow damage. I was afraid that I would have to use Death Coil constantly. Because I know this one is shadow damage. But apparently bursting wounds using Skirt Strike deals shadow damage. So what I'm hearing is that Sand Lane is a lot of self-healing. And Riders of the Apocalypse? What is this one? Oh yeah, this is shields. So they cast shields on you. Interesting. I think the pure fantasy of staying on the horse makes everyone want to pick Riders of the Apocalypse. Like, that's just how it's going to be. Where's my horse? Can I, No, okay. Let me try and pick a ground mount that's not my horse. Like, let's say this one. Can I still be in combat using this one? There's a lot of lag going on. Hold on. There. Oh no. I think you have to be in the Archerist Death Charger. Okay, yeah, you do. 1 second, 1 second, 1 second. Let's try and get on this one. Oh, wait, no. Did I pick the right talent? Oh, I haven't picked it yet. Okay, hold on. Just pick something. Something. There we go. I'm gonna have to pick some of these too. Just click stuff. Fill out. There we go. I hate that it doesn't just like they haven't set it up so starter talents just pick something for you. There we go. Alright, let's see if it works now. So if I go on my mount tab. So if I'm under RAM. Okay, that doesn't do anything. Death Charger. Okay, so it has to be the Death Charger. Now, I'm a little bit concerned about this though. Which might ruin the entire experience for me. My Death Charger right now is this really awesome looking thing, right? Like, this is a cool mount. And I would love to just be on this thing the entire time. But this is not my Archerus Death Charger. Like, this is the model. That's not what I'm on right now. So either this is bugged out, or you can swap them out. I really hope you can swap them out. Because that mount is so much more cool than the other one. Okay, logging out. Let's try and explore some of the zones. So I'm gonna go into my leveling character, because you cannot go to Dragonflight, not Dragonflight, the WoW Within, using a max level character from the other realm. Like, you have to stay in Stormwind and just kind of like check out your hero talents on target dummies. Bully? Why bully? Okay. Now, for people who don't know, imagine bullying a trusty steed. I hope he throws you off in combat. So for people who don't know how the WoW Within is built up, a lot of people were very worried because we have a zone in Dragonflight where you go underground, and people were so depressed about that zone because it's you know, it's dark and it's caves and it just didn't feel very good. Let me use my Hearthstone because I want to show this. I want to show this trade district. We'll take it from one end, and then we'll just kind of like explore from there. Because some people might not have seen the beta yet, and I just want to, I want to show how things look like. Very worried and depressed. Yeah. Oh yeah, this happens, by the way. When you use your Hearthstone to go to Stormwind, it spawns you in the air. Look at it's so pretty. I'm almost there. Oh, I could go like maybe take a toilet break or something while I'm falling. Like, I would actually make it in time, I think. There we go. All right. So what people don't know, there is a portal going into the portal rooms. If you go up here. Oh, come on. Scowy. I don't know what that's a reference to. If you go up here, there are new portals. One is for the Emerald Dream, or the new Elven City. And then you have this place, which is the starting area, by the way. Scary. So this is the first area you enter in this expansion. And by the way, I love the fact that you can use like horses as dragon flying mounts. Like there's a lot of lagging going on right now because it's on a American beta server. Oh yeah, if you're afraid of heights, imagining getting teleported up there every single time you want to teleport. So this is the opening area. This is the Dwarven City. And you have all these Dwarven areas out here. I haven't checked out the entire island, but this is like upstairs, right? Oh, it's raining. Cozy. I'll definitely be riding on a horse in the next expansion because it looks so pretty. So yeah, this is the top level. If you go inside the main city then, called Dornegal, you can go into this hole here. So much lag going on. This is them digging into the ground. This is, by the way, a loading area. Like this, the reason there's like all these hallways going down, it's to load in the next zone. Which I kind of like. I think it's a neat little thing instead of getting loading screens. And then we enter this area. This is what people were afraid of. Caves. It would look dark and gloomy. I like that there's some flora. Like there is some trees and some... Oh, I just got transformed. There's some trees and some plants. Like this is okay for me. I like that there's like some lights coming down from above. Like it's not totally depressive. But this is the second zone in this game. Why? With the loading screen? Yeah, so this is the second zone. I think it's okay. This is a little bit of... I forgot what the zone is called. But in Dragonflight, when you go underground... Yeah, some lights for the mood? Probably. Because I like this shot here. Because there's some lights coming down. Lanterns would be good. Yeah, definitely. I think... Because if you go down here... I mean, this just looks dark, right? Like this is, it's very empty, right? There's a lot of nothing. There is talk about them adding in more, maybe, when the expansion is actually released. But this is like there's a lantern here, but it's not a lot. Yeah, it's very bare. There's not a lot of stuff going on here. Is that rock climbing? It says helping hand. Oh, you can click on them. Wait, hold on. Okay, maybe this is for World Quest. But this is the... Let me just see. Yeah, this is the second area. Yeah, maybe dripping water from above. They should hire you as a environmental designer, because this is bare. Like, there's not a lot of stuff going on here. But let's go to the next zone, because Blizzard, they heard people's concerns about the zone feeling very dead. But if we go over here, like, look at that. Like, now we travel further into the ground. And it becomes even darker. Which is a little bit scary too. I like that. So we go even deeper down. I showed you so many pretty places. Yes, we'll get to it. So now we're in a Nerubian zone. Oh yeah, with the big candles. Yeah. Uh-oh. Oh, I thought I was about to DC. This is a Nerubian zone. I have not actually explored this area. Like, I haven't seen what's here. Again, this is another place where people were kind of afraid that they were going to be in like a dark area. This reminds me a lot of what is that water area in the BFA? It reminds me of that. But I guess if you're into like old god stuff, like this is like, look at this. Oh, I haven't seen the. Oh, look at the sky. Look at that. Yeah, we are underground. And that was what concerned people, because like, just from experience, underground zones have never really done very well in this game, because it feels very claustrophobic, and like you can't really go up high if you wanted to. Oh, this is an old god city, like Nerubian city. Yeah, they would benefit from lanterns. I think it is a lot to do with, like, I don't think it's the underground part that people dislike. I think it is the ambience of the underground. Having lanterns and stuff like that. Yeah, this area looks really nice. Oh, what is that statue? Oh, that's one of the new enemy races. Yeah, Neshatar. That. Oh. I couldn't fly. Yeah, Neshatar. Exactly. That's the BFA area that I couldn't remember the name of. Wouldn't it get things walking around to kill too, or? You mean the zone? Like things you can actually kill? Wow, look at that. It's like a big spider web holding down this platform. What's down here? Oh. Yeah, now we're getting into the spiderweb area. I hope there will be more enemies walking around, because it's very bare right now. Like, there are enemies, but wow, look at this. Like, this is, I love how you can go just a little bit further down and suddenly the entire mood just shifts. Like, there's an enemy. It is very bare. I mean, we do have enemies, but it's like a lot of open space, and then there's things to kill. It's like all the small, it's like if you build a house in The Sims, right? You have the walls, you have the doors and the windows, maybe like you know, like a fridge, a toilet. But where are all the paintings? You know, where's all the decorative stuff that makes the house look like go from just like a house to like a pretty house? Yeah, this is a really cool looking zone. Yeah, it feels like you travel into different zones. I've never seen that area. Now we travel up, and now we're suddenly in a completely different area. Like, notice how the lights and the ambience, like the uh, what do you call that? Like the colors, they just change completely. Okay, so this is the Nerubian zone. It says there's something flying up there. Okay. So this is the Nerubian zone. So we can also go to Hallowfall, which is the area that I'm most excited for. And I will probably spend 100% of my time, not 100%, 80% of my time in that area, because it just looks so good. So if we go this way, yes, you can fly from the start. Otherwise, this would be terrible. Like, there's so much up and down. So if you had to, like, walk upwards to get to another area, that would be terrible. Okay, so I think we're getting to the next area. So this is one of their airships that has been taken over by Nerubians because there's spiderweb everywhere. Yes, this is the zone. Okay. Last time I went down to this zone, it spawned in the void cycle almost immediately, and I actually got to see it. I hope we get a chance to see it here. Okay, so now things are changing. Now we're getting a little bit more open space. Like, it doesn't look like we're underground, even though we are. So we have the jewel up here. And we have the cities. It still feels like it's kind of barren. Like, there's a lot of open space, and then you have like a small collection of something over here. You have a small collection of something down there. A lot of barren space. That looks kind of cool. Barren space. Oh, there's a small city over there. Barren space. You know, like, there's a lot of nothingness. But this right here, like, this is the coolest place. Imagine how boring everything would have felt in BFA if we just fly from the start. Yeah, people would just not see anything. I really think there's a lot of artwork in this game that gets ignored because people are too busy just getting leveling and stuff. Like, when my wife and I, we play differently. Like, she'll notice a lot of things that I'm like, wow, I didn't see that before. And it's like, because she actually takes her time to look around. We cannot get into the church, unfortunately. Because these are hostile. PvP area. Oh. Wait, so is that not the church that I was thinking of? Is it this one? I thought you could get into this church and then you could, like, see that from the windows. There we go. They made it too easy for the players. Biggest agree, and that's my point. Maybe the experience of the environment is different when you actually experience it on foot. There's definitely, like, after we got dragon flying, it's the same in Dragonflight. If you try and walk from one end of the map to the other, it's like trying to, like, my wife has played in Northrend, right? We have Icecrown Citadel and all those areas. Like, if you try to go to one side of the map and then walk to the other, it's gonna take hours. Like, it's a long walk. And that's the same with these maps here. Like, because we have dragon flying now, the maps are a lot bigger, but also a lot more barren. So I definitely think it would be fun to just kind of like go on foot. Just one stream, just go on foot, take your character, see how far we can get without dragon flying, because it would be fun just to see if we could. And just kind of like experience things. Like that would be kind of fun. But again, a flaw from Bliss, they should have decided from knowing the players are able to fly now. Yeah. I think that's why it's so barren. I think they expect players just to fly from A to B and not see the in-between. Okay, so what do we have in here? I like how the guards, they are standing differently. The dwarves on the upper level are doing the same thing. They're just kind of like standing. That's a boring sword. I was about to say that's a cool sword, but it's not. Oh, that's a raid, I think. Or it's a dungeon. It's a dungeon because it's blue. Oh yeah, Pandaria really did something great. Pandaria, even though I'm not too big of a fan of the theme, is doing something really good with like the story and going on foot and oh. That's the sword. It looks so cool. Does she have the ears? Oh yes, she does. She has pointy ears because they're half elves. Look at this thing. So depending on what you want to read, it turned like goes around.
Opportunity's knocking. If you've got the metal, there are valuables waiting to be won.
Okay, I don't know what that is. Look at this. This is so cool. Lore Master. And there's a small shrine. Can I... Actually, he's mounted, so I cannot. I'm not level 80. I have purposely not leveled up this character. I have a pickaxe on me that sometimes curses me. That's why I look like this now. But look at the crystal. It's so cool. I wish we could just see it turn into a void crystal. Like, that would be amazing. I wish I had something to dismount the person, but I do not. Oh, he's going mage. Fire mage with the orbs. Okay, so even though you're fire mage, you still have the arcane stuff around it. That's too bad. You want one? Build me one. A crystal. Oh, the book thing. I think we're a little bit behind on the stream. I talked about the book thing in like a long time ago. I wonder what the latency is. Oh, I can do this, I think. Hold on. Okay, let's try something fun. Look at him. That's why I love playing Evoker. You just grab players and just place them. Oh yeah, WoW players are whiny. Oh, he phased out. Because it was so far. Hold on. He's gonna be down here now. There he is. Wait, what is his health like? Oh, it's a lot bigger than mine. Yeah, I'm not gonna try and fight him. I wish that, you know, when you landed in the water, you just kind of like got dragged out. Because now you're just kind of sitting there. That's funny. But this is Hellowfall. It's gonna be my favorite area, I'm pretty sure. Again, it's so barren. But I guess it's something that they're gonna... Like, that's always the final touches, right? First you put in the stuff that you need there for gameplay. And then you put in all the environment stuff. Oh, look at that thing. My wife being silly. Like, what is that thing? Oh. Oh. Oh, wait, is that a world boss? Yeah, there's no way I'm killing that. Oh, what is over here? That's the edge of the map. I guess you're just gonna get fatigued. The undersea. What? I just discovered something new by flying out here. Imagine if a big monster jumped out from below. And just like grabbed you. Because you shouldn't like fly out of bounds. Okay, so let's see what's over here. There's a light tower. Okay, I want to check out the light tower. See what's there. That's fun. Yeah, I hope they'll make stuff like that someday. I know what this reminds me of. I was thinking like, this feels familiar with the whole like the barren landscape of there not being anything. We just started playing Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. And one of the biggest thing that people are complaining about is the performance. Because it's super unoptimized. Oh, I can rescue the person. Okay. And the environment looks so bland. The chain? It reminds you of the big chain? Oh yeah, in Shadowlands, yeah. Yeah, when they went out of bounds. That's some of my favorite streams that Asmon has done. It's whenever a new expansion comes out and they have the alpha access, and then they start breaking through the walls and stuff. They also have pointy ears. They're saying that we're most likely going to get the pointy ears as customization option, so you can choose to become a half elf, which I think would be awesome.
Are you from above?
Maximilian. It sounds like the guy from Gladiator.
I like it when the star shines. You're weird looking.
Okay, so these two just have like generic names, but this guy, his name is Maximilian Wellhan.
We burn brightly together.
So why does he have a unique name? Oh no! I'm trapped.
Vermin.
Whoa! This is... How did you get past it? I couldn't. He's level 75, by the way. He's over level compared to me. I'm not supposed to be in this zone yet, so my level doesn't quite match up. But he was easy to kill anyways.
Too far away. There's always hope if we choose.
Why does he have a name? Every single other person here. A distinguished little lad. Yeah.
Carry your torch, you light the city.
Yeah, there's not a single person here. Oh, Duke Velhand. It's because he's a duke. And that's his son upstairs.
In hardship, kindness.
Okay, that's cool. A little bit of lore, I guess you could call it. Okay, let's see what else we have here. Oh, wait, whoa. Is that the crate? Oh, this is the PvP crate. I'm gonna claim it. I think most people are playing on the max level server because they want to test out the hero talents. I just like the warband system. Like, that's my favorite thing. Okay, so this is a city that's under attack. Another light tower. I believe these light towers have something to do with that they keep away some of the void monsters. I'm still waiting for the crystal to turn because I want to show it. I think it's every 20 minutes, or is it every 3 hours? It does it for 20 minutes. I can't remember. A lot of the places look the same. I'm noticing. Really what I'm here for is all the transmog and mounts. But I like the zone is not, it doesn't feel like a cave. This looks cool. That's carrots. Look at them. They're so big. I think there's definitely a lot of unique things to find here if you go looking for them. What is this area? Yeah, big carrots. Aha! If you're a paladin or a priest, you should stand in there and roleplay that it's you. Yeah, it looks like big sunflowers. I wish instead of like enemies everywhere, that you would find an area like this where people, like, there would actually be some role play, like you know, NPCs walking around that had something unique to say, or they would be doing things that you found interesting, instead of every area just being, oh, it's under attack, fight the enemies. This looks cool. I love these waterfalls. Oh, and there's a shipwreck. Are you listening? It looks terrible and I love the cave. You want to go back to the cave? Waterfall! Tänk på det bästa du vill. Straks så flyver du afsted. Tænk på sommer, tænk på sol, tænk på havets glade viol. Peter Pan. I don't know the English text. Oh, is there something secret down here? That would be so cool. There's something under the sea. Or maybe that's just a plant. Whoa! Camera just bugged out. Oh, that's boring. I was expecting something. Yeah, we recently found out that the text for Peter Pan was a little bit different. Here's another area. See, this is what I'm looking like. This is what I'm talking about. Like, there's NPCs standing around, talking, doing NPC things. Like, it's not like everything is under attack. Here it is. There it is. This is the sword that I want. When I get this sword, it is going to be the main weapon I'm going to use in the entire game. It looks incredible. It's so gothic, Elden Ring-ish looking. Like, it's, whoever made this sword should design everything else in this game. And the armor for these things, like, they look super good. Let's actually check out some of the armor stuff, because we haven't actually looked at that yet. So we have the sword. Oh, these are one-handed weapons. I wish I could make this a little bit bigger, but that requires an add-on, which, since it's beta, I probably cannot get working. This sword is cool too. It has like a glow to it. There's a lot of versions of this. Oh, there's a regular and then there's an infused one. Did they add more weapons? I don't think I've seen some of these. This might be a Dragonflight one. Yeah. Two-handed swords. Oh man. This is gonna look so good on my character. The armor is also incredible looking. So if I go inside the armors here, this is the one you see the NPCs having with the shoulders. And then there's a purple one. The green one here looks incredible too. It matches the sword. Oh, and there's these down here. I love armor like this because they don't look big and flashy. Like, this is realistic armor. Maybe that's just me. Look at the candle one. It's a bit of a shame that the candles are like 5 frames a second. But it looks cool. Yeah, I definitely think the War Within is going to have so far the best armors in the game. If we take the chest piece. Let's see. I mean, look at this. It's too bad that the chains are painted on. It's something that they need to stop doing. Like, the painted on armor does not look good. But I like the set piece. So we go over here. This just looks incredible. Like, this is the kind of armor that I like. It's not too flashy. It's, like I said, it reminds me of Dark Souls, which is a good thing. There's a new Plunder Lord, by the way. It says it's from the trading post, but I wonder if they'll make another season of the Plunder Storm. These new types of armor they started making, where you have some actually like hanging down, is some of the best in the game. I'm trying to build the yeah, this is the full set. Oh, except the back. I think this is the one, maybe? No? I think it is. Yeah, it is. Okay. It just doesn't match the colors down here. I guess it's because of the lighting. Oh, and then of course we have the headpiece. There we go. Now I look like I'm taken straight out of Elden Ring. Like, this is so cool. There's no music, I just realized. Let's save this. This is what my character is going to be wearing throughout the most of Dragonflight. Like, it's so cool.
Get ready to grab them.
Then there's of course this one too. Or you can mix it up. Let's see with the music. Maybe they just didn't add in the music yet. I think they just didn't add the music. Okay. I think we pretty much explored all the different areas. Hellowfall. There's actually one more zone we didn't see yet, which is this over here, maybe? Oh, there's another war crate. I just want to see if there's someone there. Oh, there it is. Oh, it's flying so low. Oh, that's definitely a bug. It should not fly down here. Let's add that in. The what do you call that? Let's actually go ahead and make sure we spell that correctly. There you go. All right. I love how the crabs are teleporting around. Okay, so we've explored. We have tested out some hero talents. Yeah, let him fly low rider. I think we did what I wanted to do today on stream. By the way, the hero talents for Evoker, I couldn't remember the name. Scale Commander and Flame Shaper. Scale Commander is basically where you... Oh, it's happening! It's happening! I think it's happening. I heard an explosion. No? There's so many sounds happening. What happened? Okay, there was something happening, and I don't know what it was. Yeah. So basically, you can become like a scale commander, so you're like the elite commander type dragon. Flame Shaper, which is using your healing flames to like deal damage or heal. Yeah, I was a bit sad too. I was hoping it was gonna turn. I would like to see... Is it Chrono Warden? The third one? Yeah, Chrono Warden. This one I would love to play as. But unfortunately, you can only play it as the other two specs. I would love to be a Chrono Warden or a Scale Commander. Like, that's the two ones that I think would be cool as a dragon spec. Scale Command is like the least impressive sounding fantasy with the evoker, but I think it's the one that's the best. Like, just checking them out. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream here. Because we have to get some food and stuff. Oh, why not? Oh, let's check out Shaman really quick. Just like really quickly. Because I actually have not seen Shaman, and I was actually really curious about it. I was debating, again, I don't know, like you can bring 4 characters with you into the warband screen when you like go into the login screen. Like here, like there's 4 characters you can combine that sits around the campfire. And if one of them is going to be Death Knight, if one of them is going to be Evoker, and the other one's going to be Druid, should it then be a Cloth, the last one? Or should it be either Monk or Shaman? Because that's the 2 that I'm most interested in. Let's make a Shaman really quick. Not too quick. Okay. Let's pick one of the new races. A Shaman. Just randomish. Customize the appearance. Oh, the last one looked funny. Like, look at that. That's so funny. So many different appearances. Okay, let's pick this one. There we go. That looks menacing. Wilmira, Mankiller, Jenna, and... So, Wilmira is your Shaman. No, your Hunter. Duravir should be your Shaman, right? So Duravir should be your Shaman. Wilmira is going to be your Hunter. Mankiller is going to be your Demon Hunter. And Jenna, is that your Horde Druid? My wife, she's maining Shaman. That's why we're checking it out. That's my 4 at the campfire. You forgot the most important one. Oh, your ally Rogue. I was thinking it, but I remembered it being named something else. Which I'm not gonna say. Because then people will know who you are. That's the thing about using IRL names on your characters. But I guess you changed it to a fantasy name. Okay. So Elemental Shaman can become... What are we guessing? I think Farseer? Like Thrall, right? Is he a Farseer? I don't know. Farseer and Stormbringer. So Farseer, like, look at the artwork. That looks so cool. So that's the spirit one. The one where you communicate with spirits. And Stormbringer is the one with using elementals, like elemental magic. Oh, okay. Yeah, my wife is writing a book. And she used Vilmira as the name. Harness your spiritual magic, improving your spellcasting abilities and empowering you to call upon the spirits of your ancestors to aid you and your allies in combat. Yeah, that's the same reason you didn't mention your rogue. Yeah, the gnome. Stormbringers harness the powers of the storm. It's beta. Why am I going to join a guild? Enhancing their domination over lightning and shaping it to their will, summoning a fierce tempest to unleash chaos upon your foes, awakening the storm, creating devastation in your path. Yeah, so this is using like lightning fantasy. And then you have Farseer. I guess this is Thrall. Or not, because he's an enhancement shaman. I love Farseer. I love, like, my favorite part about shamans is this communicating with spirits part. The elemental part is kind of like the Farseer, like, that's so cool. Let's check out enhancement. Stormbringer. Ah, danger. I am danger. Bone Storm. Totemic. Right. That's the third one. Totemic excels at unlocking the full power of the totems, strengthening the totems, and gaining access to new ones. They have honed this imbuement skills to further improve their combat capabilities. This one sounds interesting. I wish that enhancement could become... like, this is Thrall. Like, being an enhancement shaman that chooses Stormbringer. Like, that's ultimate Thrall fantasy. Oh yeah, your set is very lightning themed. So it matches well together with Stormbringer. Totemic is boring? I think this one sounded more interesting. But I like totems. Which is why it's also so important to me that totems, they look good. Like if you pick a totem with the earthen, they look like small hammers with a diamond in it. I think that's cool. Yeah, I'm gonna have to think about it. Like either I'm gonna choose to become a shaman or monk in the War Within. And it's such a debate because Oogada Boogada. Yeah. Crash Bandicoot reference. No, they serve Oogada Boogada. What can the healing spec be? I'm guessing the spirit one, what is it called? Farseer, and the Totemic, I guess. Because that's the last one. Yeah. Farseer is so awesome. Like, I'm definitely going to play as an elemental shaman and be a Farseer if I had to play an elemental shaman. It's very healing focused, which I like. More survivability. Okay. I'm going to end the stream and make some dinner because my wife is hungry. I'm also getting kind of hungry, so it's a cool looking maze. So yeah, thanks for watching. We checked out most of the talents. Some of the classes, like warrior, it's not really my favorite class in the game. What else didn't I check out? We did not check out warrior. We did not check out rogue. This one I might actually be interested in checking out at some point. That's it. Okay. So those two. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I will end the stream here. It's such a hit or miss. Yeah.